A champion that I'm really enjoying at the moment is Apocalypse. He's like the big chunky boy that can. He also can for the mutant line, making a lot of champions horsemen, which allows them to get bleed resistance, indefinite prowess, which helps out with a lot of things, especially with like special attack damage and also interactions with other things in kind of like Incursions. And Incursions is going to play a massive factor to this champion's reinvigorated enjoyment for me in this one. But yeah, I've 200 signatured mine. There's a very good reason as to why. I'm sure there's debatable reasons from other people as to no, he doesn't. But we're going to see why he is actually a really decent saver of health potions, especially in Incursions and other pieces of content. The last video I did on Apocalypse was when I did the rank 3 unawakened version, and yeah, like I really enjoyed the champion, and I enjoy the champion more now, especially because of just having you on a team, having so much little bits of immunities, interaction, persistencies, and yeah, all those helpful things. And that was one of the quintessential reasons I started using the champion a lot more, and also helped me clear Grandmaster Gauntlet for the very first time. So damage wise, you can see on screen I've put a generic mastery and suicide mastery kind of comparison. In all actuality, it kind of came out the same. I think this may be down to a little bit of user error on my behalf as to why the kind of like generic mastery I played better than I did when I had suicide masteries. And this is also on the CCP server, and CCP server is not great at times. The main server at the moment, I'm just getting some really kind of like decent performance, but as well timing on the main server is interesting as to when I rotate. I like the idea of going up to either doing like an SP1 to start with and going SP2, or going SP2 to SP1. Just depends on how I kind of want to play the champion. A lot of the times I'll build up by doing parry heavy and getting bleed effects on first, and also getting a bit lucky with rotation to do parry heavy and then trying to get an SP2 in and dragging back mid kind of combo and timing. That was kind of really good timing on the top left hand corner just then, and I think that's why kind of user error kind of like with the bottom right hand corner is probably the reason why it wasn't so much on. It was a lot more hits with suicide masteries, but when it comes to the generic, it was a lot less. It was just slower gameplay to kind of get to it, but it was more precise and well used to the point of going like, okay, well, I timed this well enough, and it was cool. And if you're interested in a little demonstration, the team that I was using for there was having a, the normal thing, which is for each mutant on the team, you gain plus 15% attack rating. There was also this one here with Cable to have genetic code on. So that means that when I was doing my first fight, I had the max genetic code, which is one of the quintessential reasons that we get the prowess improvements and help out with that champion, which also can be great to get a horseman synergy off a champion really, really quickly, like into the next fight, which is so much beneficial for a lot of mutants, especially like what I recently used with Mr. Sinister, Archangel, and so many others. And then we've got other things. We've got Professor X is on board to help out, more so with what all mutants gain bar the what all mutants gain bar Professor X, so all those kind of benefits there with the special attack damage, etc., and stuff like that. We've got Strife as well. Strife has got Apocalypse activating special attack 1 or 2 increases the potency of personal burst damage, so that's an improvement there. And finally, Magneto's just there, I think, just for the sake of it, of having like all champions gain attack and also critical damage rating. I could put in a different synergy, I really could, but I just thought for this particular perspective, let's just throw a synergy in that has some fun interactions. But there's tons more. You don't have to have that particular synergy I mentioned, because you know there's stuff that I could have used instead. Maybe I should have used stuff like Pyramid X, which precision buff, maybe that would have been better. What else? I think that's really it, to be honest. Rise Against the Contest, Horseman gain. Oh no, that's not really. Well, I think I did as much as possible. There's probably a synergy I could have and should have used. Maybe a Storm Pyramid X. No, maybe not then. But Horseman gets something. So there's lots of different interactions, and this is what I like. I really wish Kabam would do more of these kind of champions that have kind of further interactions with kind of like champion classes. Like I would have hoped that but there would be a mystic like Mephisto could do something where he kind of makes mystical champions more powerful. Doctor Strange would have the same thing, or kind of like a pre-fight, like a new type of pre-fight that would make a particular class like really spicy and interesting. Similar to Odin, similar to to Apocalypse. But in any case, I digress. And like, one of the big reasons that I chose to rank for Apocalypse was those utility factors, having the ability to go against evade champions. If a champion evades whilst Apocalypse is there, then he gains a bypass evade charge, and those particular charges add up over time to 100, and then you're able to kind of like just suppress any kind of evading. Really handy. Difficult and hard to build up, but at the same time, you know, that is still kind of great. The interaction with Disorient, he becomes Disorient immune at one point if he's got that on him for X amount of seconds, 8 seconds. The same with Incinerate and Bleed, making this champion like really decent to take into different content. But he's been not a revelation, but it's nice to kind of re-warm myself up to a champion in something like Incursions, which I do enjoy the mode. And this month, look, we're being forced to play Incursions, so I thought, you know, let's break him out. So on to now the main point of the video, and something that I want to point out is Slumber. Now you're going to see that on screen. This is from my live streams where I've been kind of taking content and kind of like turn this into videos. Slumber is just great. I mean, you saw there the Incinerate, and it's fantastic. Also, the Kate Bishop interaction is great because at a certain point of genetic code, he is able to stop down any kind of effects of stun, which is great because a lot of the time, if you parry heavy or parry in an interact, if you hit Kate Bishop, then you're going to find yourself stunned yourself. So that's not going to be very helpful. But here's the thing, the champion is doing bits and doing a lot of damage. In fact, it's 3 genetic codes, so that when the 3 in the persistent charge top left-hand corner pops up, it is going to be beneficial for you. But Slumber is the other element to this. Slumber is meaning it's saving health potions. You can see 35% top left-hand corner is then up to 60%. Imagine that. You do one fight and you had low health with the champion, and then you just go into the next fight and it's like, or the next 2 fights, sorry, because it's 2 fights you have to like wait, and you're topping back up again. If you got a 200 signature version, which I have a 6-star, you're looking at about 11,000 health, just over 11,000 health to be topped up, which is, look, that's save the health potion by doing that. And I just highly rate this champion for 200 signature. I know some people will say, no, he doesn't need it. I agree, he doesn't need it, but it depends on what you might need it for. And as I said, this is the reason I did a 200 signature, was that it's that top up, that beautiful top up of regeneration. And it's handy that I got a regeneration there, kind of buff effect. That was a dropped input, or it was bad timing by me. But yeah, like, it's just a case of pointing out that this champion is just a get out of jail free card if you're able to just kind of like keep him alive for longer in situations, especially in Incursions. It massively helps out and saves those health potions. And Apocalypse is such a great champion for Incursions as well, with having interactions that if he has buffs on him, then that's great. You know, you can gain some enhancements, some hacks that enhance those particular kind of like, if unique buffs on, you get this. Improvements on basics, but as well when you've got debuffs, and debuff enhancements mean that this champion, if he has unique debuffs, which he gets, he's able to do a lot more damage. There's also the new hacks like the all effects, and also the way that you rotate around the champion. A lot of time, because you're doing parry heavy, or you're timing in heavies, but let's face it, a lot of the time you don't try and do a parry heavy, you are putting on things like the degen based hacks you get at the start of the fight, the persistent over the entirety of the zones, which means that once you're putting on them, it's going to be more degen damage. More degen damage means other stuff as well when it comes to like more just like, it's just a plethora of debuff damage on the champion. So yeah, this was a champion I ranked for last year, and I'm very happy with this particular choice. I think it's a very kind of like debatable choice about the 200 signature, but as I said, it is saving me when it comes to regeneration, and in particular those fantastic Incursion health potions, which you do get like in the danger store for free. Well, not for free with the currency, but here's the thing, like, he saves on those if you are willing to 200 signature this champion. Maybe just, as I said, it's a debatable thing whether or not people would say there's worth there for the champion, but if you're looking to do certain content where you're able to slumber the champion, he is going to be a little bit helpful to you. But in any case, that has been a video. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to make some more videos like this, where it's kind of like just showcasing some passion around a particular champion. But yeah, that's been it. Thank you very much for watching this particular video. Go and check out some other content, which will be located on screen right now. And is there a passion around a champion that you found recently, that maybe an older champion you liked, but now I've kind of gone, not sure. I might go and play that champion again, or is working for you in Incursions. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.